Welcome to the very first episode of Music Mechanics, where I teach you how to rap, write, perform, sing, and everything in between to help you become the superstar musician that you are. Today's very first lesson is how to flow.
You ain't on my level, you ain't on my level, you ain't on my level, you ain't on my level. When I'm like, come get on my level, come get on my level, on my level.
This is by far the most important aspect of writing music. Learning to flow over a beat literally separates a good artist from a bad artist immediately, which is why I made this the very first lesson that I want to talk about. So, flowing is pretty much the way that your voice works with the beat. Every instrumental has some kind of tempo that you are supposed to sing or rap over, and it is your duty to fit your words within the right segments of that instrumental. The way you do this is through tons of practice, and what I've come to realize is some people generally have a natural ability to be able to flow, myself included, and I also know some people just don't have that ability to start with, but that doesn't mean that you can't attain it. For example, I was in the studio when I was recording my very first mixtape, and I recorded this song. It was a rendition of 93 Till Infinity by Souls of Mischief, and I had all of my friends who are not musically talented at all come and join in on the song. They were not able to flow on the beat for even one line. All I had them saying was, always keep it real from 93 till. They couldn't fit it in the right portion of the instrumental, so my engineer had to take their lines and from the program he put it physically into the beat, and that was the only way that we were able to perform that song. I'm going to teach you guys the way I learned to flow and the way you guys can learn to flow as well. What I first did, I remember when I first started to rap and I first wanted to get into this, I was a huge fan of rap, and I knew that I needed to learn this one specific thing. So when I first got a laptop, I put up GarageBand, and I started rapping over, of all things, I don't know why I chose this song, but I started rapping over the instrumental of Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube. It's a very slow beat, has a very good tempo in order for you to learn, and I just kept playing it over and over and over again and learning how Ice Cube rapped his part over that beat. So I was just playing the instrumental and saying, just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. So then I started writing my own lyrics to that song based off of his flow to see if I could do it myself. And then of course, you start writing your own music, you start getting better at it, you start learning that there's tons and tons and tons of ways to flow. It's actually endless. There's infinite amounts of ways to flow over a beat. However, you have to stay in the key. So how do you do this? The most effective way that I have figured out how to do this and how to teach you guys how to do this is to show you on a piece of paper the way I can read a beat. And I'm going to write that down for you guys right now. Okay, this part is important. Every single beat that you are going to hear has certain segments where you can rap over it or sing over it and certain segments where you cannot. The best way for me to explain this is by breaking down an instrumental and putting it into 4 different segments. So imagine these are 4 measures of a song. Now, you can rap and sing in these portions of the song, but you cannot put words in these portions. This is the way flow works. As an example, I'm going to use the beat that I used for the song Her, and the reason I'm using this is because 1, I deleted the song and I feel like you guys should get to hear some parts of it. And 2, because I flowed in a ton of different ways all over the song. And I want to show you guys the way this works. So first, I start off the song at a very easy pace, and everything just kind of fits in with the beat. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So many chicks I've been through, maybe I'm the problem. Mornings are the hardest, I should have called you often. See, I'm pausing on the drum beat.
What I'm doing there is I'm pausing on the snare. Every time the snare hits, I pause.
This is what bad flow sounds like using the same exact words. So many chicks I've been through, maybe I'm the problem. Mornings are the hardest, I should have called you often. See what I'm doing there? I'm completely off beat, and this is what so many rappers tend to fall into. You have to rap with the beat. You have to sound like you're rapping with it. It sounds like you guys are going hand in hand, and you're just riding the wave. You're flowing. It's unbelievable how often I see this on SoundCloud. SoundCloud rappers I am one myself, but a lot of them do not know how to flow, and it's makes the music sound horrible. And that's why you have to get it in line with, you know, those little brackets like I showed you. However, you don't necessarily need to be inside of those brackets and keep spaces in between them. I do this in the same song where I start rapping really fast and I don't take any pauses in between those, and I'll show you how that works. Good flow versus bad flow. Check it out. Look at the fans that you've amassed, and look at the goals that you've surpassed, and look at the people that's looking up to you when everyone else that they knowing is whack. The girls whenever the goal remains, the world is ready to know your name. You're gonna be given the golden chains and they gonna be gone with no remains. Now, that is the way it's supposed to sound. Now, if I did this with bad flow and I kept it outside of the brackets, it would sound a little bit something like this. Look at the fans that you've amassed, and look at the goals that you've surpassed, and look at the people that's looking up to you when everyone else that they're knowing is whack. And then there's all this extra space at the end there. See, like, you have to learn to be engaged with the beat and work with it. And that is truly what separates a good artist from a bad. So now if we look back at this diagram, it's really simple, it's a horrible drawing, but what I have done is I am fitting myself in between each bracket, and I am leaving space there for my breaths and for my pauses so that I sound like I am on key. This is the most effective way that I know how to teach you guys how to do this. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to be making a ton of videos on this topic. My next video actually is going to be on flow, but a little bit more in depth. It's going to be a little bit more specific on whether you should rap and sing with the drums or the melody. And this is another important tactic that you guys need to learn. So stay tuned for the next video. Hope you guys enjoy. Please like, subscribe, and share. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and go out there and gamble your fate. Peace out.